mtu inahusikana na mambo matatu: the physical health, uzima wa mwili, uzima wa social, vile una relate
social, spiritual, okay.
Vile una relate na watu wengine, na sasa na psychologically uzima wa kiakili. Na vile tumesema, na nitarudia tena because this one cannot be overemphasized. Mental health affects how we feel, think and behave. But most of the time we give a lot of emphasis to our physical health. Hivi kwamba wakati kichwa kimeniuma, I can feel the pain na ninaenda hospitali ama kwa chemist, unapata dawa, unatibu ule physical health. Lakini signs na symptoms za psychological health ama mental health zinakuanga silent. They are very subtle, what we call subtle, and sometimes it's not easy to recognize ama to discover when they are happening. Therefore, you find that people give a lot of emphasis on the physical and the social health, and we abandon the psychological and mental health. And that is why it is very important to have such forums like months whereby we are creating this awareness across, so as to educate ama to raise that awareness, huo uhamasisho, kujulisha ya kwamba kuna umuhimu wa kushughulikia pia afya yetu ya mental health.
Asante. 22914 na pia kwa Facebook page yetu Mwangaza TV tuko ndani ya nyumba, tunaangazia hili swala ambalo linahusiana na afya yetu ya kiakili, na ni masuala mengi ambayo tuko pale na tunataka tuweze kuieleza kiundani. Kuna yule ambaye anatazama pale anasema kwamba labda ni nini hiki ambacho ninaweza fanya ama hali gani ambayo naweza patana nayo ikasababisha mimi kuathirika kiakili. Let's talk about the causes.
Okay, asante sana. Causes za mental health kwa kawaida ni nyingi, na kuhusiana na the way we live. One of it is the stressful occurrences of life. Haya maisha tunayoishi yako na stress right, left and center, and it is the current settings that you are living in. So mara utapata kuna financial stresses, you have lost a loved one, you have their stressors, natural occurrences that are stressors in life. Whenever there is such a stressor, it predisposes someone to mental health issues ama mental health illnesses. Lingine ambalo linasababisha sana is substance abuse. Unapata katika nyakati tunazoishi kuna kutumia madawa and a lot of substance, especially amongst our young people, and they abuse all manner of drugs. And this one is also a leading cause of mental health illnesses and challenges in our society. Kwa sababu wakati mtu ametumia yale madawa, yana affect the way they feel, the way they act, and the way they behave. And remember, that is how we have defined mental health.
That's true.
Lingine ni trauma. In case umepitia a traumatic event, kwa our viewer, ni jambo ambalo lina cause shock. Shock instant ambalo you didn't expect such a thing to happen, and then it occurs. Maybe in case of an accident, in case of a very traumatizing event, it causes mental or psychological disturbance as well. Kuna pia chronic illnesses. You find that in the days that you are living, there are many diseases that are chronic, which cause a lot of instability in someone. These ones have also been categorized as a higher cause of mental challenge and mental illnesses. Some of these they may be out of our control because they are natural occurrences. But then the thing is, when it happens, how we deal with it. Wakati nimejipata katika lile jambo ama lile gonjwa limenikumba, how I deal with that situation is what determines whether this issue becomes a psychological concern or someone is able to cope with it. In psychology we call it the coping strategy. Pia kuna issue ya biological. Kuna wale ambao tu kwa familia zile mtu alipozaliwa, they are just predisposed to being affected by mental illnesses, maybe because of their genes. Kwa sababu ya jinsi walilelewa wakiwa wadogo. Kuna jamii ambazo unapata ya kwamba kuna a lot of abandonment, kuna a lot of family wrangles, fighting. Na huyu mtoto mdogo ana grow akiona haya mambo. Like when a child grows viewing all those disturbing scenes in the family setup, they feel neglected, they feel abandoned. It is also a cause for psychological disturbances and mental health issues. Huyu mtoto anapo grow. Yeah, those are some of the major concerns that we have in our current society.
And we've had people say kwamba mtu ambaye anatoka katika familia ya watu ambao wameathirika kiakili ama wamekuwa na tatizo la kiakili yuko katika nafasi kubwa ya kuathirika vile vile. Let's talk about that.
Yes. Mtu ambaye ametoka katika jamii ambayo iko na historia ya watu ambayo wanaathirika kiakili, they are also at a higher probability of being affected mentally. One, it is because maybe kuna hizo genes. Genes ni the biological formation. La pili ni when that person was growing up, they grew up seeing the behaviors around that family, which were maybe tormenting, maybe traumatizing. Kwa sababu kama mtu ako na mental illness, remember tumesema it will affect how they behave. So in a family where there is someone who is mentally challenged, they behave in a very weird and awkward, in an abnormal manner, so to say. So if I grew up in that scenario, it also affects especially a child who is growing up. Kumbuka mtoto ndio sasa mind yake ina grow, the brain is forming, so they tend to learn a lot by observing. If they observe an abnormal behavior, the way these people behave, they also tend to learn such characteristics. And when they grow, they become of age, they also get predisposed to such mental health concerns.
All right. So there's Jen ambaye anasema kwamba Sele, thank you, I'm enjoying the show. Alafu anasema amekuita daktari. Anasema daktari wetu anagusia mambo ambayo huwa yanaathiri watu. Lakini inakuwaje mtu anakuwa mzuri then all of a sudden anaanza kuwa na tatizo la kiakili? That is a question.
Good. That is a very good question. Because ni kama ugonjwa. In the physical setup, to answer Jane, in a physical setup, wakati ugonjwa, unaweza kuwa na you are whole, you are well, you are healthy, but then all of a sudden there is an infection or there is a trigger for something that now causes you to be physically ill. This is the same scenario even in the mental world, the mental illnesses. Unapata mtu ako mzuri tu sana, alafu all of a sudden there is a trigger. Kuna jambo linalo sababisha. There is always a cause. And so in psychology, we tend to look for the underlying cause. What caused this thing? Kwa sababu wakati unaona behavior ya mtu imebadilika, that is the fruit of an underlying cause of something else that is lying underneath. So la muhimu ni kuchunguza what is the cause. So to answer Jane, nitasema utaona mtu ako mzima, something must have happened. Something must have triggered. Huyu mtu akaacha sasa kukua na stable mentally, akaanza kukua na a challenge. And like I have said, among the signs ama the causes, the triggers, it could be some of those things that I have listed. Maybe there was a trauma, maybe this person is abandoned, has been raped. Rape is a traumatic experience. Such things, there must be a cause.
So na yule ambaye yuko pale nyumbani anasema yes, nimesikia sababu ambazo zinaweza changia. So how will I tell that I am mentally unhealthy?
Good.
Ama mimi kama mzazi labda ni vitu vigani ambavyo nitaangalia niseme huyu mwanangu huyu yuko na tatizo? What are those signs that I'm out to look for?
Good. Thank you. Thank you, Sele. The signs of mental health challenges are quite a number. And we leave a disclaimer on this, that it is not a must when you have these signs, you can be termed you are mentally challenged ama you have a mental condition. But if these signs that I'm just about to mention, they prolong over a period of maybe months, let's say a month or two, na imekuwa consistent, that is when it is termed a mental concern. So utagundua ya kwamba someone has now started becoming persistently sad. persistently mood. Unaona tu mtu amekasirika tu, you're ever gloomy.
Yes.
That is a red flag.
Na hakuwa hivyo.
Then all of a sudden withdraw. They don't want to talk to anyone. They just want to be enclosed in their own space.
Yeah.
That is one of the red flags. Something else is you notice a pattern in either they're oversleeping or undersleeping. We call it the sleeping patterns. Mtu halali usiku, mtoto unasikia amekwambia ni saa 10 asubuhi sijalala usiku mzima. Hana usingizi. Wengine watabehave kwa kulala zaidi.
Okay.
Hamki. Amejifunika tu, amelala. Wengine ni overeating or undereating. These are the basic common signs from that pain reality, of the reality of what they are going through.
Okay.
Those are some of the common signs that appear. Yeah, wengine pia unapata mtu ako na difficulty in concentrating. Alikuwa na concentrate vizuri, kwa sasa ha concentrate. Alikuwa na perform vizuri, especially kwa wanafunzi wetu. Unapata alikuwa na perform vizuri, they were able to concentrate very well in class.
Yes.
Now all of a sudden something has happened, they cannot concentrate. If it is in a workplace, someone is not able to concentrate and finish their work. These are some of the small signs that you can pick. Again, like I said, there's a disclaimer.
Yes.
You may have all these signs, but maybe for just a day or two.
Okay.
That one does not qualify one to be termed as a mentally ill.
Okay.
But if these symptoms, maybe 2 or 3 or 4, are consistent and persistent for a period of about a month plus, then that one is a concern.
Okay.
Yeah.
So kwa wale ambao wamejikuta katika kitengo kile, wanapitia hayo, kuna suluhisho?
Kuna suluhisho.
Okay.
Suluhisho liko.
Okay. Hilo ndilo tunataka. Kwa sababu kuna mtu anasema na ni ukweli siku hizi nakula sana. Siku hizi huwa tunasema ni mood swings pasipo mtu kujua kwamba and especially kwa wanarika unamwona unasema huyu siku hizi ako na mood swings, labda ni adolescents, but by the time you come to realize it wasn't adolescence, maybe it is too late for you to help. So what are the control measures?
The control measures, again, like I said, if it is just a 1 day or 2 days mood swings, or you feel a feeling of sadness and then it disappears, that is not a concern. But if these symptoms persist for a month plus, then it is a concern. So kuna suluhisho.
Okay.
Na suluhisho la kwanza ni to seek help.
Okay.
Tafuta usaidizi. Find someone whom you feel comfortable, whom you feel it's a safe space. Go talk to someone.
Yeah.
Kwa sababu in our society there is a lot of stigmatization of mental health. Watanionaje? Nitaonekana kama mimi sasa nimekuwa mwenda wazimu. It's not mwenda wazimu. But suluhisho la kwanza ni wakati umejielewa, this is what is happening to me. Seek help. Okay. There are professionals, seek help in whatever category or person you will feel I'm safe with this person, I can go and seek help.
Okay.
Suluhisho la pili ambalo ni for the community at large.
Okay.
It is to avoid pointing fingers at such a person.
Okay.
Ukiona mtu kabisa tabia yake imebadilika, ama ume-identify these red flags, walk to them and offer a helping hand. Be willing to listen. Okay. And if someone is willing to listen to you or is willing to open up to you, be non-judgmental.
Okay.
Yeah, don't trivialize or minimize whatever pain they are going through. Because it is a pain to them.
Okay.
It is ni form of ugonjwa. So ni kama amekuja kuomba msaada, hapa ninaumwa, nisaidie. So it is a sensitization even in this month as we create awareness of mental health, that let us as a community at large be open to offer help.
Okay.
Lingine ambalo it's in a higher level, because we need to educate, especially our young people. If this can be calculated in our schools, and our young people as they go through their schooling, they are taught about mental health, what to watch for, the signs, the symptoms, and what to do. It is one way of empowering the young people, that this is serious, this is a concern, but there is a way out. So that is a preventive measure. Actually, when our young people are taught and educated, or this awareness is created all across, to ensure that there is an empowerment around being mentally stable and mentally healthy. But the most important for the person who is affected is to seek help. The second thing for the community at large is to be open to help. If someone comes to you, be open and willing to listen to them. And thirdly is to empower the young people and even the community. I believe, Cele, these are things that can be taught the community from different platforms. In our church, in our wherever gatherings you are, let us have this awareness that mental health is real, but then it is manageable. So that will be a proactive engagement towards empowering and creating the awareness.
Amen. Let's come down to the family. Pale ambapo mimi kama mzazi, what can I do kusaidia huyu mtoto ambaye niko naye, labda ni wangu, labda ni wa mtu naishi naye, kusaidia huyu mtoto grow akiwa healthy psychologically. Na that is one. Na kwa yule ambaye nisha notice kwamba these and these signs are pointers towards a mental illness, what is my role as a parent or as a guardian?
One, let me start with that one of your role as a parent or as a guardian. In guarding, as a parent or as a guardian, once you notice that this person has this challenge, it's to take it up upon yourself and let this person be helped. You know, in our society, therapy had been taken as elusive or exclusive for a particular category of people. But that is a lie. The truth is, therapy is effective and helpful for everyone. Your first role as a parent or as a guardian, once you realize that this person might be having a challenge in this particular area, is to guide them to the professional who will be able to help them to come out of the situation that they are in. That is one. Number two, this is a conversation that we need to be having all around. You see the way, like in a family setup, I usually see a child will be very easy, or even someone, even an adult, to say, I have a dental issues, and they are free and it is open for them to go to a dental clinic. But when someone is termed to have a mental challenge, they don't want to disclose that I'm going to see a therapist because of the stigma or the notion, the perception that this has been handled with. We need, as guardians, as parents, as a community at large, even in our family, you know, settings, this is something we need to embrace. It is normal, it is okay. It is not a taboo. It is not that you are at fault. It's not your failure that you're going through this. It is an illness just like any other. And like when you're physically sick, you'll go see a doctor, you'll go see a dentist, you'll go see, you know, a gynecologist. Same way, this is an illness. Let us embrace and emphasize the importance of go seek a professional help from a therapist. Because that is the beginning of healing.
All right. To what extreme? At what stage should I get worried? Either mimi nimeathirika ama nina mtu ambaye ameathirika. To what extreme should I start getting worried?
The moment you realize that what you're going through, what you're feeling is affecting your normal operations. Remember, we have highlighted the signs and symptoms that someone exudes. For a day or two, it's not a concern. But if persistently, minimum 30 days, this you have 4 plus, call it 4 or more of these symptoms for a period of a month plus, that is a concern. And then by the time it's getting there, it has already started affecting your normal operations. If you used to operate at 10, now you're operating at 6. It means your productivity is declining. That is what I mean by it's affecting your daily operations. Cele is a talkative person and a very social person. She used to like to go hang out in a social setting with her friends, which is a responsive and a productive group. But now she doesn't want, she's just withdrawn. That means it is affecting you, your normal operations. So the moment you realize, I have 4 of these symptoms and it's been over a period of time and it is affecting your normal life, that is a concern.
Mental illness ambayo haitashughulikiwa. What are the serious danger signs ama the danger that we are yet to receive and see? Kwa mtu ambaye hataenda kushughulikia hilo swala.
Mental illness ambayo haijashughulikiwa and then it prolongs over a time, it is just a disease like any other illness. It is just like a typhoid or a malaria that is not attended to with medication. There are only 2 options or 2 solutions. Actually, when they come for counseling, you'll tell me, whenever you're sick, Cele, in your physical body, which are the 2 ways out? It's either you get healed or you pass on.
True.
It's either you get healed or you die. Same case with mental illnesses. It is an illness just like any other. The trick with this illness is that its signs and symptoms starts out as very subtle, very silent. Very silent. It's not as shouting you have a blood oozing. No, because it is internal.
Yes.
Isiposhughulikiwa kwa kiasi ama kwa muda, the outcomes are only two. You either get healed if it is attended to, or you pass on. And that is why in our society and in our community there are quite a number of cases of suicides.
Yes.
There are quite a number of cases of people who have become psychotic. You know, psychosis is now, it has gone to the extremes. It has really affected
What is
you.
psychosis?
Psychosis ni ile sasa kwa lugha ya mtaa tunasema amekuwa mwenda wazimu.
Okay.
You know, mwenda wazimu is also a form of a loss in itself, because that person has lost their ability to be who they are.
Okay.
Yeah, it may affect the mind kabisa.
Okay.
To for most of them it is irreversible, it is irreparable. Quite a number they can be treated if it is again not very deep. But kujibu swali lako ni kwa muda isipo shughulikiwa, that is the end. It will end up to sasa mental issue, ile lugha ya mtaa tunasema mwenda wazimu. If not, some of them just leads it leads to death.
Okay.
You will, which now we come here and say, oh, he committed suicide, oh, he did this and this. Those are now at the end results of, yeah.
So what are the key issues that we need to understand in mental, whenever we are creating mental health awareness?
Whenever we are creating and talking about mental health awareness, first of all, it is to be me as a person aware, what I call self-awareness.
Okay.
Because the only way I will understand that I'm being affected, I can sit back and think and reason. Why am I behaving like this? What is happening to me that is causing me to behave like this or to feel the way I am? That is basically self-awareness. You are aware. What is affecting me? You can pause and ask yourself such questions. That is very key in mental awareness and mental health. Once you're self-aware, you're able to judge. Am I mentally stable? Why is this a concern to me?
Yes.
And such reasons. So awareness is very key. It's very key. Another key concern is now this is at the community at large. It's the stigma and the perception that the community has with people who are mentally challenged.
Okay.
That is a major concern, because you will find it's become like a taboo. It is something you did, you will be termed a failure for having a mental illness, and that is why even someone who is affected will tend to be silent or to just go silent about it. They don't want to talk about their feelings. It's not an easy thing for people to share about their feelings, because you are afraid, will I be judged? How will I be taken? How will they perceive me? And all that. Yeah, so those two key concerns are quite a concern when it comes to mental health awareness.
Okay. Nimekusikia sana ukizungumzia juu ya society, umesikia ukizungumzia juu yetu kama wazazi, ambao we are stakeholders in the whole thing.
Yeah.
What should the government do? What should the government do kuhakikisha kwamba hii education ina trickle down kwa yule mtu ambaye yuko mashinani?
Great. A call to the government, it's because one of the challenges I have seen out here is that accessibility to mental health services, it's not as accessible to the community and to the people easily.
Yes.
So probably is it to implement structures to make the mental health facilities very accessible to almost anyone, so that I don't have those who cannot be able to pay the hefty fee that is charged for a therapy consultation or something. It is accessible to everyone, just the way we have accessibility for the physical hospitals, physical illnesses, conditions, just to make it very accessible. Number two, it is to create rules, laws around the mental health professionalism, and all that, so that we have a guiding framework that is guiding and leading this particular line of profession. Number 3, and they've really tried on this, is to try and create awareness by what they do, like setting the months, the days. In Kenya we have the mental health week, suicidal days. You know, that is good because it has been helping in creating awareness, and also partnering with organizations to educate the society and the communities. In our schools, I would say that will be a very good platform to lay a foundation of education and empowering the young people. So maybe inculcating it in the curriculum, or coming up with ways of training and educating the young people on mental health issues. And lastly, it is to avail the mental health awareness and education to the stakeholders, the civil servants, and everyone at large.
So it being a month of mental health awareness, ndio mwezi wa 5 ni mwezi wa kufanya uhamasisho and everything else. So far, nyinyi kama the stakeholders, nyinyi kama the power behind this, now the psychologists, you know, na vitu kama vile, what have you done so far, and what do you purpose to do even before the end of the month and beyond?
Great, that is a good one. What is happening, and it is very encouraging, is that one, especially you, the media, you have offered a platform for creating this awareness all across. I have been following through the month, and every media station, almost all, if not all, they have really intentionally broadcasted and given this space for people like us to come out and talk about it. Number 2 is that organizations have really teamed up even to offer free consultations, free workshops, webinars all over, and there has been that vibe and that energy all across in creating this awareness. Number 3 is that so many people and corporates have embraced this, and you're finding that even organizations are availing their time and their staff to such discussions, to such forums. You'll find like a corporate organization availing 1 or 2 hours for their staff to be educated, to just walk through the mental awareness talks and conversations. And so as the professionals in this space, I feel like there has been an intentionality in offering our all. I would say that from my colleagues, with a lot of boldness, it's that there has been an intentionality to just come out and talk and offer services even far and beyond the normal call of duty, what we have been doing.
Maybe are there challenges you guys are facing wakati ambapo mnashughulika na hii kuhamasisha? Labda changamoto ambazo mnapatana nazo?
Baadhi ya changamoto ndio ziko, ni kama mikakati. You see, now there has to be a bit of planning, there has to be a bit of an organization while doing this. And so sometimes it's a challenge because you also have a lot to do, and you have to go way beyond your call of duty to offer this particular service. And other is maybe in terms of resources. You'll find some of the professionals in this line are ready and willing to offer far much and beyond, but it calls for resources to be able to do this. So you find someone is willing to volunteer to go beyond, but then resources become a bit of a challenge. So I would say those are some of the challenges that we encounter, but through it all, it's creating some impact, it's creating some awareness, it's bearing fruits.
Amen.
Yeah.
Wow, your final remarks, even as we wrap up our show this morning.
Wow. My final remark, I would say 3 things. That we can have all this. We can have the May, the Global Mental Health Awareness Month, the Suicidal Day, all these types of days that schedule in our calendars to prevent and talk about these things. But this does not necessarily equate the individuals to actual mental health care. So we must together bring out the change. We must come out and bring out this change and change the status quo. There is more to do beyond just having kuongea na kuhamasisha. Exactly. Just beyond having the awareness month, the suicidal date, the mental health, whatever, you know, all these calendar days and all that, there is more. So we must all join hands, come out and execute and mandate or institute this status quo. Bring the change and be the change we want. Second thing is that having therapy or going for a therapy in case of an affected person seems like an elusive, exclusive thing. And so this sends message to so many people that therapy is not for all, it's for a specific group of people. Yes. But I wish to state clearly that every person benefits from therapy. Therapy is not for an exclusive group of people, so it's important to seek help. It benefits anyone and everyone who seeks help. It's not exclusive. Number 3 is that I would say the difference between suffering from mental health and living with mental health is access to mental health care. The difference between living with it and suffering. You know, you can be suffering or living with it. The difference is that aspect of seeking help. So let us come out.
Ukitafuta msaada
utaokolewa. Exactly. Usipotafuta huo msaada utaishi nayo. Na kama vile tumesema kuishi nayo kuna madhara yake. So the difference between the two is that action of seeking help. So it is okay, it is normal, it is very okay to seek for help. So anyone who is going through whatever a mental health challenge or has those red flags or signs that we have talked about, the choice to make the difference, whether I want to suffer from it or to live from it, it's in your power.
Kando na your personal contacts kama wana psycholojia, do you maybe have a helpline ambayo mtu anaweza piga aseme kwamba mimi ninatamani kusaidika kwa njia hii? Kando na kwamba leo hii nitakusikia ukizungumza hapa, nitake kusema nawe. Nisikize Mose akizungumza, nitake kusema naye. Nitazame mwingine mahali fulani, nitake kusema naye. Nyinyi kama wana saikolojia, je, mko na muungano ambao labda unatoa usaidizi kwa wale ambao labda hawangependa kuget personal? Unaona, mtu anasema nikipigia Mose ama Mary, unaona sasa lazima nitamwambia mimi naitwa Sele na labda Sele ananijua. Unaget, hebu imagine nikikupigia nikwambie mimi ni Sele, because definitely you'll have to note down my details. So there are those who do not want to get personal. Is there a way you guys are helping them out?
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about that, because I know many people may be just there, you know.
True. True, that is a good one. So as a profession, there are several helplines and there are professional bodies that have been formed to just help people who wish to be assisted. Secondly, there are so many organizations with free helplines, even churches, free helplines, and some of the counseling services you just walk in and it's free of charge.
And
you're counseled and there are free services at all. So you just walk in and you're helped. Then even some of our public hospitals, the government is doing quite well in trying to establish some counseling department whereby you can just walk in and you're offered these services for free. So the helplines are all over. 661, I know it is one of those numbers. If you just call 661, it's a free toll number, free, and you will be directed to maybe assigned to someone who can be of help to you. Several churches I know, like CITAM, Baptist, if you just call, they have those toll-free number. You could also call and you're cancelled free of charge from your wherever you are.
Nice. I ask this kwa ajili ya watu wengi. Unajua vile ambavyo ulianza ukasema kwamba huu si ugonjwa unaoonekana. Ni ugonjwa ambao unakula mtu kiundani. Na most of the people ambao wameathirika ama wanaathiriwa hata leo hii tunapozungumza ni watu ambao hawangependa ijulikane kwamba wako katika hali ile. Tuseme kama mimi nikajua kwamba niko na depression, singependa hata wenzangu wajue kwamba niko na depression. Na singependa sasa watu ambao ninajua kama wewe na washauri wengine wajue. So that's why I ask, because maybe there's someone who's suffering and is like, sina pesa za kwenda counseling. You get that? Sina pesa za kwenda for therapy. sina pesa za kwenda rehabilitation because it gets worse and some have to be rehabilitated.
Yes.
Mtu anasema sina hizo hela za kupeleka ama kuenda rehabilitation. That's why I really wanted it to be made clear kwamba there are sources that can help.
Yeah,
there are sources that can help.
Yes,
and now for someone who would want to talk to you, do you give your number?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do give my number. Like I said, I work with Hope and Connect Mental Wellness. And our number is 0741 810 525. 810 525. It's an open number. Yes. Anyone is free to call at any time. Yes.
Wow, thank you so much, Mary, for coming. Mungu akubariki sana tena sana. Endeleeni kufanya what you're doing. This is what the world needs. Not just Kenya. This is what the world needs. Vituko vyote tunavyoviona katika ulimwengu ni kwa sababu kuna mtu amesongwa mahali. Kwa sababu kuna mtu ambaye hafunction vizuri mahali. So you guys continue doing what you're doing. Na kwako mtazamaji, usije ukasema kwamba mimi si mshauri, mimi si mwanasaikolojia. Hata ukiwa pale nyumbani umesikia tuko na majukumu sisi kama wazazi, kama jamii, kama kanisa, kama vyama vya kina mama. Mkikutana katika vile vyama, kila mmoja wetu yuko na jukumu la kila ambacho yafaa ukifanye. Just encourage each other. Ukiona mwenzako amepotea, mtafute. Ukiona ameinama sana, muulize what's up, you seem off, what's happening. Na haya mambo yote yataweza hata asipokujibu, lakini labda hicho kitafungua macho yake realize haya, by the way, mbona Selali niambia I seem off. Ataanza kujiangalia alafu agundue kwamba yuko na tatizo. So may the Lord bless you as well. Kipindi chetu bado kinaendelea, lakini sasa natamatisha awamu hii ya pili. Nitakaporejea vile vile bado tunaangazia mambo ya mental health, lakini katika kitengo tofauti. How do you deal with loss? Kwa sababu kuna watu wengi ambao wamepoteza. Na ninaposema mambo ya kupoteza, sizungumzii kupoteza mpendwa tu. Kuna wale ambao ndio wamepoteza wapendwa wao, mme, mke, watoto, wazazi, lakini kuna wale pia wamepoteza ndoa zao. Huko pia ni kupoteza. Kuna wale ambao wamepoteza kazi. Kuna mtu ambaye alikuwa amefanya investment, biashara yake yote ikasombwa na maji. Huyu mtu amepoteza na yuko katika ile grieving moment, anahitaji pia kusaidika, kuinuliwa na kusimamishwa. Haya ndio ambayo tutakuwa tunajadiliana inapotimia saa 2. Lakini kwa sasa mimi naomba kwa